I survived the most dangerous space accident. The hum of the spaceship systems was like white noise, constant and reassuring. Everything was normal until it wasn't. We were aboard Orion 7, a deep space research vessel on a routine maintenance mission near the Kuiper Belt. The mission was simple: perform diagnostics, collect samples, and return home. No one expected disaster. It started with a flicker on the main console. Just a small glitch. At least, that's what we thought. A warning light flashed red, then another, and then the ship lurched violently as if an unseen force had grabbed us and yanked us off course. "Control! We have an anomaly!" Commander Riggs barked into his headset. Static. No response. The emergency lights flickered on, casting eerie shadows across the cockpit. I turned to the navigation panel. My heart nearly stopped. Our trajectory had changed. The ship was now veering dangerously toward a massive debris field, the remnants of an ancient asteroid collision. "We have to correct course now!" I shouted. But it was too late. A metallic shriek tore through the ship as something collided with our hull. The impact was devastating. Alarms blared, red warning signs flashed across every screen. We were spinning, caught in a deadly spiral, hurtling toward an unknown celestial body. Then, boom! A second explosion rocked the ship. The oxygen alarm screamed. We had a breach. My ears popped as the cabin depressurized. I struggled to grip anything solid, feeling the violent pull of space trying to rip me from my seat. Commander Riggs was shouting something, but his voice was lost in the chaos. I reached for my helmet, snapping it into place just as the main viewport shattered. Shards of reinforced glass flew past me, disappearing into the void. My suit's emergency seals engaged, preventing me from suffocating instantly. But then, the ship broke apart. I felt my seat being ripped from the floor. My stomach lurched as I was ejected into the darkness of space, surrounded by fragments of our once functional spacecraft. I was completely alone, floating, drifting. A single thought pounded in my head: this is how I die. My oxygen levels were dropping fast. Every breath was a countdown to death. I scanned the wreckage, desperately searching for something, anything that could save me. Then I saw it. The escape pod was still intact, spinning slowly in the distance. If I could reach it, I might have a chance. But there was a problem. I had no thrusters, no tether, nothing to propel me toward it. Unless... I remembered my training. Momentum in space is everything. I reached for a small emergency air canister strapped to my suit. If I timed it right, I could use it as a makeshift thruster. Come on, I whispered. I twisted the valve. Pfft! A burst of air shot out, nudging me forward, but the pod was still too far. My oxygen alarm turned yellow. I had 5 minutes left. Another burst. Another. My hands were shaking. The pod was closer now. 3 minutes of oxygen. I stretched out my arms. I could almost touch it. 2 minutes. I grabbed onto the pod's handle, my fingers barely managing to hold on. With the last of my strength, I pulled myself inside, slammed the door shut, and hit the pressurization sequence. Hiss! The air flooded in. My suit's alarm silenced. I was alive. Barely. Rescue took 72 hours. They found me drifting in the escape pod, unconscious but breathing. I woke up in a medical bay surrounded by worried faces. The Orion 7 mission was over. The ship was lost. Commander Riggs didn't make it. To this day, no one knows what exactly hit us. Some say it was just bad luck, an unseen asteroid, a random space debris collision. But part of me believes there was something else out there, something watching. Whatever it was, I survived. But I'll never forget the silence of space, the loneliness of the void, and the feeling that I wasn't supposed to make it back.